2 years ago, I decided that I wanted to get a security system for the house, outside system, because my neighbor's car was stolen in the middle of the night, and we decided it might be a good time to do that. So I was looking around for a few different systems, and I happened to come across the Arlo Ultra 2 system when I was in Costco one day. And my wife and I decided, let's get it, and I'll set it up. So we bought it, and at the time it was on sale. It was $200 off. It was $7.99. Excuse me, it was $8.99, and so we ended up paying $6.99 plus tax. Now these have to be either wired, obviously they have a battery in them, but they have to be either wired or use a solar panel. So I bought solar panels like this. There were 4 cameras, as you can see in the picture there. The current price is over $1,100. And I set up 1 camera on each side of the house. The good thing about the Ultra 2 is that it can see 180 degrees if you select that option, which I did because I wanted to see the whole side of the house. So I set up 4 cameras, 1 in the front, 1 in the back, and 1 on each side of the house. I had a heck of a time trying to get them to connect to the Wi-Fi because everything goes through this here. This is their home base. So each camera connects to this home base. So the problem with this home base is that depending on how big your house is, this house is 2,100 square feet and it's all on a single floor. Wherever the cameras are, they have to connect to this box. The problem is that this house was built in 1974. The walls have wire mesh in them. So it's built kind of like a bunker, and Wi-Fi signals don't travel very well through these walls. So it took me quite a while to find a place in the house where I could put this, where all the cameras would be able to connect. It was not an easy task, and I finally found a spot in the dining room where I had to actually set up a little table and put this on it. Now I have a mesh network in the house, but this doesn't connect to a mesh network. But I was able to run a cable, an Ethernet cable, from this box to one of the satellites that was in the dining room for the mesh network. But the cameras themselves do not connect to the mesh, they connect to this box. So anyway, that's how it got set up. Once it was set up, it took a little while to get used to the different options, but there are quite a few options. I mean, it's a great system, except I started having problems. After about a year, I had put on these Wasserstein solar panels that connected to each camera outside, and they worked for a while. But what happened was the connectors, this is the camera, these are the cameras by the way, and on the bottom the power connects to them with a magnetic connector, and it just goes right in, which is great. Except what happened was, after a year, one of the connectors on the Wasserstein solar panel started rusting. And what happened was, I lost all power to the camera. When I took it apart and looked, the Wasserstein had rusted out. Literally, the connection it looks like a piece of stainless steel, but apparently it's not, had rusted out. And in doing so, had gotten rust on the bottom of the camera. So needless to say, the solar panel at that point was junk, and I had bought a package of 3 solar panels and 1 extra one, because you can only buy 3 at a time if you buy them in a bulk. So I had the 4 panels. So not only was that solar panel bad, but I thought my camera might be bad because it had rust inside. So I had to scrape that off, and I bought a new panel. And this one is an Arlo panel. And at the time it cost, I think it was about 60 bucks. And it seemed to work fine. So I hadn't had any problems with the solar panels since then until now. So what happened now was that all of a sudden one of the cameras started getting a message saying that it's too cold outside and the camera doesn't operate. That doesn't make much sense since I live in Florida and the temperature is about 75 degrees or 80 degrees at the time. So when I took it down and looked at the camera, it looked like, well, maybe the battery went bad. Maybe the solar panel wasn't charging the battery anymore because the battery went bad. So I went on Amazon and I bought a new battery. I put in the battery and it made no difference whatsoever. The camera just was not working. It kept blinking, blue, 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 blue. So I contacted Arlo and they gave me some instructions on trying this and trying that, and nothing worked. So the camera, as far as I'm concerned, was bad. Not only that, a second camera started to fail. And by that point, it was like, well, this is crazy. Now, Arlo said they wanted a copy of the receipt. They wanted to know when it was bought. Now, I bought it over 2 years ago. There's only a 1-year warranty. So I had to go back to Costco. I no longer had the receipt. And at Costco, they brought up the information and showed the purchase 2 years ago. Well, I asked the gal behind the counter, I said, you know, I got one camera that's bad, one camera that's going bad. I paid over $700 for these 4 cameras. I said, is there something Costco can do about it? And she said, let me talk to the manager. So she went and got her manager, and the manager came over and went on the computer, and I don't know what he was checking, maybe my sales record. I mean, we're pretty good customers at Costco. And all of a sudden he says, I'll tell you what, he says, we don't normally do this, but I'm going to take back the cameras. And I was like, whoa, are you kidding me? You're going to take them back after 2 years? He said, yeah. He says, they're junk. You need to bring me all the stuff by October 31st, and I'll give you your money back. He says, the cameras, everything is junk. They're going to go right in the garbage, but I'm going to do that for you. This is how good Costco is. They really take care of their people. So what you're seeing on the table in front of me is all of the pieces. I have 4 solar panels. I have 4 cameras. I also bought 4 protecting wrappers, if you will, that go around the camera. And what it does is after you connect the wire from the solar panel, there's a place here, there's a screw that holds the wire in, and then I also bought these wire connectors that go into this protective shield and connects to one of the mounting screws into the house. So it kind of helps if somebody wants to grab a camera, it's not going to be so easy for them to grab it. They have this wire protector on it. So it worked. I guess it works pretty good. So anyway, that's my story. Bottom line, I wouldn't buy another Arlo camera again. And, you know, and it was funny, when I was talking to the manager, He said, yeah, I have Arlo cameras. And I said to him, well, how are yours? How do you like them? And he hesitated for a second, and he just said, well, I have battery problems. And I said, obviously he was the manager. He didn't want to say, oh yeah, it's junk because they're selling it. But he had problems with his stuff too. So look, the cameras work great. They have a nice picture. There's probably other better ones out there by now. But I would hesitate in buying Arlo cameras. I don't know quite how their support would be if I gave them the information. I have a feeling they wouldn't have do much except maybe say, oh, we'll give you 25% off on a new camera, something like that. But what you see on the table here is everything that I had, all the mounting brackets, all this junk. It's all going to go back to the store. Of course, the solar panels won't go back to them. They're going to go probably in the garbage. Unless I buy another system that can use these, and I'll try them. So that's my nightmare story, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you soon. Take care. Have a great day. Bye for now.